Hi everyone and welcome to the review of the new Moto G 2014 second gen device. It comes with a 5-inch HD IPS display, same Snapdragon 400 quad-core processor, 1GB of RAM. You can see there's nothing on the left at the top, 3.5mm audio jack, secondary noise cancellation microphone. On the right you have the power lock and unlock button as well as the volume rocker, both sturdy, do wobble a little bit, and at the bottom micro USB port. At the back you have a new 8 megapixel primary camera, LED flash, and you can see the tapered design which is a bit more angular than the previous Moto G. And then you have the classic Motorola dimple there. Opening of the back cover is really easy, but this time around the back cover is a little bit flimsy. It bends very easily, it flexes a little bit as well, as you can see from there. We also did a comparison of the older and newer Moto G. You can have a look at that. You have a dual SIM support right here, micro SD card slot for expandable storage, which was not there in the first gen device, 2070 mAh battery. Now this phone is powered by a 1.2 GHz quad-core Snapdragon 400 with Adreno 305 GPU, 1GB of RAM, 16GB of internal storage, and even with the 5-inch display, this phone is quite pocketable and you can handle it easily as well. Now if we come to the front, you have a new 2 megapixel front camera, stereo front speakers as well, proximity and light sensor, notification LED as well, on-screen capacitive buttons on the 5-inch HD IPS display, Corning Gorilla Glass for protection. The display has good viewing angles. You can see there is not a lot of distortion in brightness and colors. Colors do appear a little bluish sometimes, especially if you compare it with the previous gen Moto G. I just changed some wallpapers. You'll be able to see color reproduction yourself. But still, these colors are quite pleasing to the eye. They are not oversaturated. Outdoor visibility is good. And the Corning Gorilla Glass layer isn't actually that reflective, which always helps. We didn't have any major issues with network or call quality, especially aided with that noise cancellation. Calls are crisp and the speakerphone as well as the main earpiece are actually quite loud. That was the default calling interface. You do have dual SIM settings. You can set which SIM card you want to use for mobile data, calls as well as messages. Wi-Fi hotspot, Bluetooth as well as USB tethering are also available and they do work fine. You have GPS available on the device and is able to locate really quickly. Now coming to the camera, you have an 8 megapixel primary unit which takes excellent pictures. This is the default camera interface. You do have a flash which is quite bright and you do have HDR mode available here too. You can take panorama shots. You can add location information to your images and you can store images in your SD card or phone storage. Take pictures in 4:3 or widescreen format that would be cropped to 6 megapixels. You can also disable the shutter sound. Now here are some samples. On the left normal, on the right HDR, and you can see the HDR image is a bit overexposed. And now you can see perfect color reproduction, sharp images as well. The camera is able to take excellent shots and you can see the 100% crop in the circle above. Such level of detail is captured, sharp images and very little noise. You can see the asphalt as well. It looks neat and there is very little to no pixelation. Now this is a distant shot. Here too, a lot of detail is captured. Even low light imaging is quite good with the new Moto G. There is very little noise, but you can capture only 720p videos. I'll just show you a sample. Now this is 720p at 30 fps. The frame rate is a little jerky, but the video quality is really good and noise cancellation does work here. These are the default headphones that you get with the device and these actually sound quite good. I'll just show you that you have an equalizer built in as well, which does work, and the front facing stereo speakers are surprisingly loud and crisp as well. But then again, not louder than the previous gen Moto G, even though it had just one speaker. But I still prefer front facing speakers here. Now this is the default FM radio interface. You can scan for channels, you can even favorite your channel, but you still can't record FM and can't listen to FM radio on the speakerphone. Now we are playing a 1080p video. Even though the Moto G can't record in 1080p, it plays 1080p videos really well. There is no ghosting, no freezing. Now this is our comparison of the older and the newer Moto G from YouTube, and we are playing this video in 720p. You can see that playback is flawless. There's no ghosting, no freezing and no lag. Streaming video works quite well, especially over YouTube. Now if we come to software, you get an almost stock build of Android 4.4.4 KitKat as is with Motorola. Generally, you do have some Motorola additions like Motorola Alert, Moto Assist, you have Motorola Migrate as well as Motorola Connect. So these are just some of the few apps that come pre-installed and are an addition to Android 4.4 KitKat, and we really appreciate those as well. Now if you want to add a widget to this default launcher, you can just select a widget you want and drag it to a new or pre-existing home screen. So you can see there a new home screen will be added along with this widget. So if you are not used to this launcher, widgets are not missing, they are just a long tap away from any of the home screens. Even in the notification shade, there is no customization, default options available, and you can see it's running Android 4.4.4 KitKat with a guaranteed upgrade to Android L. When it comes, you do have a notification light just on the left of the front-facing camera, which pulses white, and you do have expandable storage this time around, so that's really a bonus. And moreover, apps are movable to the external SD card, and USB OTG is also supported. But app data still needs to reside in the internal storage, which we also showed you in our gaming review. So we have plugged in the USB OTG pen drive here, but strangely there's no notification, but you can see it has been mounted and it's been detected in the File Explorer. Now battery life is decidedly better than average. You will be able to churn out 1 day of usage with some light gaming and a lot of music. Now the new KitKat ROM follows a very aggressive policy on housekeeping. So you have about 250 to 300 MB RAM available at any given time, but apps are killed really quickly. You will have about 2 to 3 apps open at any given time, and if you open more, the third or the fourth app will be killed. In addition to pattern pin and password, you do have face unlock available, which does work well with the new 2 megapixel camera, which can take decent shots as well. But it's not necessarily a selfie cam. You do have Android Device Manager and Motorola Device Policy. Now this is the new AOSP keyboard with gesture support, and it's really easy to type on. We have already preloaded phonebunch.com. It's our mobile website that has opened up, and scrolling is really smooth here. There are no issues with performance, lag, scroll speed, and even the touchscreen response is truly excellent. The display is crisp and you can see text very clearly without pixelation. Now even with heavy gaming and multitasking, you won't see the Moto G lag. In terms of general performance, it's the refinements and optimizations that Motorola has made which make Android KitKat really good to use on the Moto G. Even with the older gen Moto G, we saw excellent performance, no lag, fluid UI and excellent touch response, which comes to the new Moto G as well. But that's not all this new Moto G carries forward. It comes with the same excellent build quality, emphasis on design, ergonomics as well as general usability, making the phone good to hold in the hand, and at the same time making it pocketable even with a 5-inch display. The new Moto G wins with its display, front-facing stereo speakers, a great 8 megapixel camera available for the same price of about Rs 12,990. That too with customizable Moto shells. Well folks, that was the review of the new Moto G 2014 2nd Gen. We are really impressed with this device as well. You can watch its unboxing and gaming from here. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Thanks for watching and have a great day.